This is episode 64 of the Mulberry podcast, and it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. I got the gang with me. Sophie. How are you, Sophie?
Yup.
Alright, let's run it back. This is episode 64 of the Mulberry podcast. Last episode was actually on Christmas Eve. I was back in California for the holidays. By my lonely.
Wow, that was a long time.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's been a minute. Stop. I'm gonna have to restart. This fucker's pissing me off. Quit licking me, dude. What are you doing? Oh my god, man. This is what happens when you don't do a podcast. Like, I don't even know how to start this shit. Alright, this is episode 64 of the Mulberry podcast. Was this take 3? Got Flurry, Sophie, Gunther, and myself. How's everybody doing? Dude, I can't do this. I don't even know how to start. Before we take, what is this gonna be, take 4? This is gonna be take 4 of the intro because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. If you're listening, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and do all that good stuff. We really appreciate it, alright? This is starting out real good so far, okay? This is the family edition. You know what I mean?
Yo, mulberrydreams.co. Your boy in the building. Shout out to my boy Dallas Hoofer, you know what I'm saying? Real wing back, real tailback. The host with the most, your boy already know.
This is episode 64 of the Mulberry podcast. I hope everybody who's listening is doing great. That's all I got to say. Next question.
So we know it's been a long time since there's been a podcast, and a lot has changed. A lot has been going on. So this is pretty much like our update on where we've been, what we've been doing, and why there hasn't been a podcast in 3 months. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Yeah.
Are you ready for it? All right, well, on the, what is this, the right? Yeah, we have Flurry, young Flurry, the annoying-ass chihuahua, all right? We got Sophie, of course. We got myself, and we got Gunther, a.k.a. Gunty Wenty, and a new member to the family. Drum roll. We have a baby boy on the way. So
Still loading.
Got the incubator right here.
Still baking.
Yeah. And
Almost
we're
done.
gonna get into, you know, I want to talk to you about like the process and everything, and we're gonna really like dive into everything. So starting actually from Christmas time. Well, we're gonna back up a little bit before that, but yeah. So we have a baby boy on the way, and I'm really excited about it. On top of that, we'll just cut right into it. We just bought a house. So this is our spot. This is the new casa. You know what I mean? So we got a house. We got a baby on the way. And it's been a lot. Lots happened at once. I want to cut back, not to the podcast with Andre during Christmas, but I want to cut back to October. Because that's when everything kind of happened. Like that we found out and everything, right? So going back to October, I had just quit my job, and I was starting in my a new job. And right when I had quit the job I was at, that weekend we were out, and that Sunday morning, Sophie wakes me up, or we wake up, and she says she don't feel good.
Was that October?
Yeah.
Or was it the end of August? August.
No, it was the first week of October. I started my new job October 10th. We found out the week before. It was literally like the first weekend of October. So Sophie wakes up and she goes, And by the way, at this time, no house. We had no house, no nothing. We were just out. Like our whole like we've been dating for a little while. Like going out, hanging out. Doing all that. And actually, I wanted to also point out was like everyone's gonna be like, damn, you just like hired this girl and she already pregnant. Like what is this? What is this with the boss and employee conflict over here? But we were actually seeing each other already. And actually, when she came on the podcast for the first time, we had already known she was pregnant. So, yeah. But I just wanted to say that first. But, so, going back to October, like before that we were dating for some time, going out, drinking, playing pool. Just having fun, honestly. That was fun, actually. We just go to the same spot. We play pool all the time. And we were just like we were really just enjoying each other's presence. And enjoying each other's time, spending together. And it was fun. Trying new places to eat.
May have enjoyed it a little bit too much.
Yeah, just a little bit, huh? Yeah. But it was a good time, And then that Sunday rolls around. Here, lay like this, bud. What are you doing? Sunday rolls around. And the first week of October, she goes, I think I'm pregnant. Right? Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, let's go to, first I was like, are you serious? Like, we were talking. And then we go to, Walgreens?
Yeah.
Get two baby pregnancy tests. Did both of them. They both came out that she was pregnant. She starts crying. I curl up into a ball. And I was like, oh, God, what are we going to do?
You didn't.
Damn near my stomach was upside down, bro. I was like, my whole life just like was flashing before my eyes. Like everything that we once did and like how I lived before, like everything is like I was like, it's over. Like everything's changed, is going to change now, But that's not necessarily a bad thing. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's all going to change, like that. But it's definitely a huge change, you know what I mean? So
Well, it's funny you say that because I really didn't feel like that's how you're thinking, because you were always telling me like it'll be fine, like we're gonna take care of everything, it's gonna be okay, like we got this. Like I felt like you're always super positive about it, whereas I was like, what do I do?
Well, yeah, it wouldn't help if you were doing that and then I was doing that at the same time and it'd just be a freak show downstairs, like just us two freaking out, you know what I mean? So I was trying to like keep my composure and like keep you calm, while I was like dying on the inside. You
appreciate that.
You know what I mean? Immediately canceled all my subscriptions. Like I'm just like, oh God, I gotta start doing adult stuff now. No, but so we had talked, but really we had sat and talked for a while. Every option that's available when it comes to someone getting pregnant and pros and cons about everything, whatever you believe in or not. We exercised or explored every possible thing you could do, right?
Yeah.
And ultimately I told you whatever you wanted to do, I'll support you. So you said what?
I feel like I didn't set my mind on anything for a while. Because, like, I had never felt more... What's the word? Like, I never felt more like the wrong person to be. Like, I don't know how to say it right. But I didn't feel like being a mom was something I could do at first. Or, like, maybe even should do. But, I don't know. I think deep down I always did know that, like, this was exciting and this was something that at some point in my life I wanted to do, so why not be now?
Yeah. But, of course, it's scary, especially because, we were just dating. And it wasn't planned. We weren't living together, right?
Yeah, that was a big thing.
So there's just a lot of other aspects and like layers to the whole situation that we were in, where it made it extremely stressful of like what are we going to do? You know what I mean? So like I said, I had just got a new job, and I actually took a pay cut to do the new job I was going to do. And I had realized, like, it was fine for me just to feed myself, you know, and get the experience in the job I was in. But what actually ended up happening was, now I'm starting to think about, okay, I got, you know, 2 other mouths to feed now. I got you and him and me as well. You know, now I got 2 dogs, and it's like, I got to figure something out. So the whole process of like looking for a place to live, and we had explored like what we could do, like get an apartment, live with a relative, or just get a house, you know. And I thought the best option was to find like a little starter home where we could be parents, be independent, and like make our own mistakes and kind of go through the whole process together, you know, and just figure it out on our own. Like that's how I wanted it to be. And the scary thing at first was why I was so stressed out is because I didn't know if we were going to be able to do that. You know, there was a lot of things that needed to happen before we got to this exact point. And when I tell you, like, the stress levels were just weighing on me, and I know on you, for the same reason, but going through different things. Like, I have no idea what you're going through, like your hormones and everything, right? And carrying a child and your morning sickness and everything like that, right? So, like, you're going through your own journey, and that's what I had talked to you about, is like, I really don't know what you're going through. And as a man, like, we'll never know what that's like. But that's why the bond between a child and a mother are so, it's like, to me, like, sacred compared to a father and a child, is because of what you do. Like, you're carrying the baby, and you're going through that whole process, and you're going to, like, bring him out into the world, you know, and I'm just here. You know what I mean? But on the other end, I'm over here because I wanted to be in your life, and I want to be in the baby's life, and I want us to be in it together and just have a family dynamic, you know, like that. So my first thing was, okay, well, I'm going to have to find another job. Even though I just got this one, I'm going to have to find another one, a better paying job. Second, I'm going to have to find us a place to live, right? Not only that, I'm going to have to find us a place to live and a job that's relatively close to each other, and let's just hope it all works out that way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was like actively applying for jobs. We were going and looking at houses all over, you know, East Tennessee, really. We went to tons of houses and just did walkthroughs, and I also want to really thank our realtors. They were awesome, you know. Like, very patient with us, and
so sweet.
Yeah, they really were. And so that was basically for me why I felt that way inside, is like, I gotta like step up to the plate here, and like I gotta figure something out, you know what I mean? But for you, like, I wanted to talk, like, have you kind of share your experience so far, because I know it's been like very difficult when it comes to feeling sick all the time, and your hormones changing, and just, you know, the lack of energy and like things like that, you know. But if you just wanted to like walk through like the first trimester, second, and now you're in the third, so like, how's it been like initially versus now?
Well, that first trimester was awful. It was absolutely awful. I like could not get out of bed. I was so weak. I couldn't hold anything down. I didn't even want to drink water because I was so nauseous. And it was a struggle with the doctors as well, because I think I got 4 prescriptions before I finally got a medicine that actually helped with my nausea at all. And I was still working in a restaurant. So it was just awful. Just awful. And losing weight when you have a baby coming is stressful. I really didn't know that much about pregnancy before getting pregnant, because nobody, like, I've been the youngest in my family. Well, 5 years ago there was a baby born, but before that there was no babies in my family. I was the absolute youngest in my family, so I have no experience with little kids, with babies, with pregnancy, nothing. And I really didn't know how awful it could be. And I mean, not that that would have changed much for me, but just having to live through that. And the second trimester was a lot easier. Second trimester was almost a breeze, to be honest.
I feel like that was, yeah. I like your morning sickness went away for the most part. We were more active. We went out and actually did the most during that time.
Yeah.
And I felt like, oh, you're like, you know, I'm glad you're a lot better. And it's not all through your pregnancy. And then third trimester hits.
Oh my goodness. When people would tell me, oh, your morning sickness might never go away, the way I would just want to cry. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do if it never went away. But it did. And even now, like, I still do get morning sickness. But it's not nearly as bad as that first trimester, which I'm really grateful. I can actually eat and, like, drink water and everything. But still not good health, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And I'm also, the fatigue never goes away. But that's normal, you know, because you have a baby growing.
Just feel tired all the time.
Yeah. Like, and women already need more sleep than men, just in general. So with growing a whole other baby, like, it's just a lot worse.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, yeah.
Or do men just not get enough sleep in general?
No, they actually need more.
Women do?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. How do you feel? How do you like having a big belly?
I mean, honestly, I thought that was going to be really hard for me because I always struggled with accepting how my body is and my weight and things like that. But being pregnant, like, you just feel so feminine, you know, you feel so womanly.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing the most womanly thing, so it's hard to look at myself in the mirror and not like what I see because I just, like, think about there's a baby, like, and that's just exciting.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good when I look at myself. But having a big belly is hard because I feel like I always got to move around it and I feel weighed down. Oh, like, I feel the extra weight and it's all right here. So
Just feel bloated.
Yeah.
Pressing down on your bladder.
Mm-hmm. And I have to be careful because, like, my whole center of balance is shifted. It's, like, all over here. And I don't want to fall. I fell the other day.
You fell?
Yeah, I did.
Why didn't you tell me?
I just forgot to tell you because I didn't hurt myself. I didn't fall hard. I kind of just, when I realized I wasn't going to be able to correct myself, I kind of just crumpled onto the floor and I kind of fell sideways. But, like, I trip all the time and, like, there's, like, a little gate. My mom has, like, a little gate in front of our bedroom so, like, dogs can't get in the rooms. And I'll stumble over that all the time. I feel like I can't move well.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Do you feel like your diet has changed, or do you have any cravings that you feel like you've had throughout this, or no? Personally, I feel like you haven't, but I don't know.
No, people ask me that all the time, too. They're like, you have any weird cravings? Because, you know, there's that, not stigma, but, like, stereotype of pregnant women to eat really weird things, like pickles and ice cream. I have not had any of that. Like, that sounds gross.
No, it doesn't feel like it, yeah.
Like, I have not craved any weird combinations or, like, things like that. And a lot of times, like, even when I do have cravings, it'll be, like, I went through a phase where I drank chocolate milk every day. Or, like, one day when I could only eat oranges, and that's all I wanted to eat was oranges. And, like, things like that. But, no, nothing weird. And unfortunately, it's a lot of sweets that I crave to eat. I always want some fruit or some baked goods, something like that. And it's not good for me.
And also, because all your doctor's appointments, I've been going with them, or to them with you. So I want to be like I said, this is the first time I've ever gone through this as well. So it's like I want to be, like I told you from the get-go, like I wanted to be part of this like the whole way, So like I go to your appointments, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like real cool to see the ultrasounds and all that stuff. And But the one thing that has pissed me off so much about these doctor's appointments is like every time we go, especially lately, like the past couple months, it just felt like they always got something like bad to say, or like they say something like, oh, he's healthy, but then there's this, so then that might be this, and it's like, bro, like stressing us out. And but then they like are suggesting like we get a blood test, or they suggest like we can go to the third story and like look at it even more, and like all this extra shit, right? And like it just really seems like it's like a money scam, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they are. It's a business, you know?
Yeah, but that's ridiculous
Like,
to
they-
like use scare tactics, or like these little things that they kind of throw at you to like make you worry about the
Yeah.
baby's health, to where like you want to know, so it gives you a peace of mind, so then people will pay extra money to like get that peace of mind.
Yeah. Like, it feels borderline unethical.
It does, because the things that they've said to us, and then we go back and then it's like everything's fine. You know what I mean? And then they tell us, oh, it's only going to cost this much, and then we get a bill and it's like triple or quadruple the amount.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? So they've like, and at that point, I just was like, I'm over it. Like, I don't care what they say. Like, these, like, forget that. You know what I mean? Because looking at him through the ultrasound, like, he looks fine. Everything looks good. I'm excited. And you know what? We had even decided, you know what, regardless of if there was any health issues or anything that happens to him, we're still going to have him, and we're still going to raise him and just roll with that, you know,
Yeah.
if that's the cards we're dealt. So it came to a point where we had that conversation together, and we're like, you know what, it doesn't even really matter. Of course we want a healthy baby, but at the end of the day, we're not going to like get rid of him or abort it, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's that's what's up, man. That's what we've been doing. just a lot of real life stuff. And when I went home for Christmas, and I got to see my friends and my family, and I did the podcast with Andre. That was the last episode 63. When I got back here, I just there was nothing for me. Like, the last thing I was thinking about was putting out another episode, and really feeling like I didn't really feel like, you know, explaining all this stuff, because it just was real early, and I was trying to figure out, you know, what we were going to do and get our situation together, because, you know, this is like real life stuff, you know, and this is like just huge things in life. In everyone's life, I feel like most people go through, you know, having a baby or getting your first house, and, you know, getting that new career job. And I just felt like I was doing all three of those, like, from my end, I'm doing like all three of these things at once. Like, within, you know, I get back from Christmas break, or from seeing my family for Christmas, and it's January. We have a baby due in June. I have 6 months to find a new job, to get us a place to live, and get everything like settled, and like you know what I mean? It's just, and so the last thing I was saying about was like doing a podcast, and like there's always so much to talk about. There's a million things to talk about, and all that, but it's like my mind was so just flooded with all this that's going on, and the last thing I really wanted to do was sit down and like act like you know, everything was like whatever, and I'm talking about whatever, when I'm not really even like in tune or passionate about what it is I'm talking about, because I'm so preoccupied, you know. So I decided just to, once we got the house, you know, closed on the house on Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day, first Valentine's Day, got you a house. So I don't know how I'm gonna top that every year.
Good luck.
You know, but so we closed on the house in February, and then just been slowly moving in, really, you know, the past month, and pretty much settled in. So, you know, still got to get some stuff out over here, but for the most part, you know, feels like a home for once. And it finally got to a point where I came over here, and because it felt like every time I came over here, there's something to do. I got to do something. I got to go get this. I got to get that. I got to fix this. I got to, you know, whatever, right? And then it finally got to a point where it's like, okay, I could sit down, I could watch TV, I can lay down, I can go outside, and it's like I can enjoy living here. Like we enjoy living here. You know, it doesn't feel like a project anymore. You know, and which is good because I'm so glad that I keep saying I'm so glad that we got this taken care of now, because we could just relax and, you know, try to get through the rest of this pregnancy with not like as many exterior, like outside stresses, and you could just, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I still got a lot of stuff to move in here.
Yeah, but, you know, we got Tony for that. Hit up Tony. It's all good. One trip, boom, done. So, because she's still working right now. So she was a server, but they moved her to host, which I think is good. She's not walking around so much. But if he's due early June, you know, we had talked about when, you know, she would quit her job. I was thinking like, you know, mid-May. But just you can have a couple weeks, you know. You don't have to like work up to your pregnancy if you don't want to. If you want to, it's fine.
I just have this gut feeling that he's going to come earlier.
Like late May?
Yeah, I really do.
Well, you could probably do it like the second week or first week of May. Work like the first week of May, second week of May, like May 15th or something. I feel like he's not going to come that early. Maybe, you know, May 25th or later. From the May 25th to like June 10th. Like in between there. He'll be here.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
Well,
I don't know how much differently I'm going to be feeling in like a month or month and a half.
Right, because you're going to get a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
It's already about to be April. So,
Yeah.
Well, okay, so predicted day then. Their prediction is June 4th. So what day do you think he will come? Just pick a day.
March 18th.
March or May?
May. Jesus.
March. I mean, it's already happened, bro.
May 18th.
May 18th? That's early.
Maybe May 20th.
May 20th? That's early.
It's about a week and a half before they think.
He's going to be born June 7th.
I don't think he's going to come after the due date.
You don't think so?
No.
And he's going to be like a 12-pound baby.
No, because I think if your due date passes, I don't know by how long, they'll induce labor. They'll be like, okay, you got to get out of there.
I think that's what happened to me.
How long it is, though. I don't know if you get like a week or I don't know.
Well, I don't know. He might come late May. May 30th. I hope like June 2nd or something. June 2nd. I want to be a June baby like me. And he's probably going to come out just like me and terrorize you.
He's going to be a Gemini.
Drive you crazy.
Oof.
Don't I drive you crazy?
Well, he'll be a baby.
So? I'm a baby? I'm just a big baby now.
Yeah, but you won't have to be fed
I'm
every
gonna have
2
to
hours.
What? No, you have to take care of him. I already take care of the dogs. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. But yeah, so I'm excited though. Are you excited? Are you nervous about actually giving birth? Like having to push him out into the world? And am I allowed to be there right next to you while you go through that?
Bro, yeah, you are. You can
don't look
see
at me
everything.
Yeah, don't look at me because I'm probably going to be over there like, yo. Oh, kind of excited.
I'm glad I don't have to see it. I was nervous for a while, but it's one of those things that like there's no way to avoid it. Like I can't not give birth. So it's like might as well just be as prepared as I can. And
do you think about that moment a lot, or are you still kind of like it's a ways away?
No, and honestly every woman has such a different experience that like I'm not trying to get an idea of what it's going to be like in my head, like because some women they go through 72 hours of labor, end up having a C-section, they have to go through all of that. Some women have their baby before they even get to the hospital, like it's done. So it's like I don't want to have many expectations of what's gonna happen or psych myself out or dread it or anything, or take it too lightly.
So you're just kind of just waiting to see how it goes?
Yeah. I mean, I already know I'm going to get an epidural. I'm not gonna try and do it all natural. I'm just
Why not? Why not? You ain't tough or what?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I don't know. If he gets too big, you know, they might have to cut him out. If he's like big as hell, like his daddy was. I was 9 pounds 8 ounces.
I mean, if that happens, I would only hope that they figure that out very quickly. So I'm not sitting there trying to push for 2 days straight. But
We'll see what happens. But so far, so good. It's funny because I remember I told you, I'm like, man, it's crazy how fast this has been flying by, you know, because we've just been like, you know, dealing with this since October. It feels like that wasn't that long ago. And you're like, speak for yourself. I've been in pain every day. This shit sucks.
yeah.
I was like, well, yeah, I guess I didn't think about that.
I mean, I guess it has kind of felt like long days, short months. You know?
You know what I'm saying? It's about to be April already.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when it comes to like future podcasts and stuff, I don't know if Sophie will be on every week because I had to kind of force her to get on this one today just because she didn't feel good. So, but what I just, before I continued just, you know, popping back up and doing more episodes and stuff, I wanted to have this conversation, kind of this update for everybody who listens to the podcast and stuff, and you know, like wondered what the hell happened, right? Because we did like 2 episodes, like new employee, blah blah blah, like we did that whole little gig, you know, and then I went back home, did a podcast, and then it's just like silence, you know. And after telling myself I was gonna start being more consistent, it's just like life just came and just bitch slapped me. So, but yeah.
Yeah. And like I haven't been super eager to do one either, just because I've been feeling so like ugly. I don't want to be on camera, and it takes
so ugly.
Like no, really, and it
You're
takes
pregnant,
so much
bro.
energy to even like do my hair, do my makeup. Like with all that, I could do my hair and makeup, everything in an hour, maybe an hour and a half before. Now, like it'll take 2 hours just for me to do the most simple, basic, like brush my hair, put moisturizer on my face.
Well, see, now everyone knows you're pregnant, so they ain't gonna judge. It's all good. It's lit. You know what I mean?
I hope not.
Are you gonna tell them the name?
Should we?
Yeah. What's his name?
His name is going to be Julian Dallas Hoofer.
Ooh, that's clean.
Should we stick with? I don't know if we should stick with the IE or do IA. I kind of like.
I was gonna ask
though.
you because when you sent it to me, Julian, it was Julien.
Yeah.
And like that's like you could spell it that way. I know like some countries whatever they do, but then you know the main one is like IAN. I really don't care. I'm cool with the IEN. Julian.
I actually told my coworker the other day. I was talking to her about it, and she was like, "Oh, like King Julian from Madagascar." So I kind of like if we can change the spelling a little bit, so it's not exactly like.
Wait,
King
it was
Julian.
like IEN in Madagascar?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just IAN.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
You know what? I was thinking, because like when you tell me names and stuff, I start thinking like, bro, hell no. Because I think of things like that. Or like.
It is IAN.
King Julian. See,
Wait, is it? Ooh. It says both.
Okay, we'll just look.
Oh, it's IEN.
King Julian.
I like that one better.
But Julian Dallas, whoever we can call him JD. We can call him shoot, I'd say let's call him Jules from Pulp Fiction. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear about no motherfucking ifs.
That's your generation.
My generation, that movie came
Euphoria.
that movie came out in 1995. I
was
was
not
born in 1995. It's not my generation. But
I had never even
that's like
seen
one of
the
my that's
movie.
my favorite movie ever. Well, we should watch it right now after this. So you'll get it when I call him Jules. You'll get it because that sounds feminine like Jules, but it's Jules. But when you watch it, the movie Pulp Fiction, you'll be like, oh, that's lit. oh, this dude kills people. You know what I mean? Shit. Let's have an actual. I want to ask you. Do you think our baby's gonna look white?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I'm not that dark.
I know, but I'm not that white. I think he'll look more like you. I think he'll have dark hair. You know, maybe like a caramel complexion. With blue eyes, bro. He's about to be a heartbreaker. He about to be a little heartthrob.
I think the only thing I can say for sure is he'll have some curly hair.
He's probably gonna look ugly as hell. Just kidding. He better have curly hair because I have curly hair. Your hair is kind of curly.
A little bit.
Just a little curly. He'll be a little curly-headed ass boy. Come here, Gunther. But I don't know. These dogs are gonna be jealous. But anyway, you got anything else? You all good? I don't want to torture you anymore. Just having to do episodes. Well, there's my answer. But yeah, guys, more podcasts to come. I want to start doing some. I mean, I can always do solo ones, but I definitely wanted to have this conversation. And also, I'm going to do some, I want to get Tony back on, my cousin Tracer. There's a lot of people I could do podcasts with that I haven't been utilizing properly. So, yes. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. I'm a daddy now, house owner, young homeowner, taxpayer. You know what I mean? Just giving back to the government that robs us. It's all good. But this is the Mulberry Podcast, episode 64. Any last words?
Thanks for tuning in.
So I have to fire you now because of a conflict of interest. So, sorry. Conflict of interest. The boss can't be having sex with his employers and that be okay.
I was literally pregnant from the moment I started this podcast.
Yeah, well, no one knew that, but now it's out the bag, so now you're fired.
Yeah, they didn't know before
I feel like
that anything was going on.
I feel like Mr. Krabs, when he hires Patrick just to fire him. You didn't watch SpongeBob growing up. That's one of your biggest flaws.
That's not one of my biggest flaws.
Yeah. But anyway, Gunther, you got anything to say? All right. We'll see you guys.